Writing a service that depends on Xorg. I'm trying to write a user-level service for Redshift, and it needs to wait until Xorg is up and running. My current service file looks like this. However, it seems that it attempts to start before Xorg is up, and I have to manually start the service afterwards. I guess I'm using the wrong after equals target. Any hints?
I've been researching this and Grotty's answer seems out of date. You can now set up user services with systemd that run with as part of the user session. They can have display and authority set, currently in Arch, Debian Stretch Plus and Ubuntu. This makes sense over the previous recommendations of using desktop auto-start files, as you get process management just like you would a system-level app, restart, etc. Best docs right now is the Arch wiki, systemd/user. TLDR version. Create desired service file in ~config/systemd/user/ run system_user enable service exclude service suffix optionally run system_user start service to start now use system_user status service to check how it's doing. A couple other useful commands. System_user list unit files, view all user units. System_user daemon reload, if you edit a service file. Later. I upgraded and converted most of my session daemons to systemd service files, so I can add a couple of additional notes. There was no default hook to run the services at login, so you must trigger it yourself. I do it from my ~.xsession file. The first line imports some environment variables into the systemd user session and the second kicks off the target. My xsession.target file. My xbinkeys.service, as an example.
The usual hint is don't. Redshift is not a system-wide service, it would have a separate instance for each session, and it needs to know about how to connect to that specific session Xorg. Xorg isn't a system service either, only the display manager is, and it also launches a separate Xorg for each session. //graphical.target will tell you when the display manager is ready, but it says nothing about when the DM actually starts the first, or all, displays. Just starting it on boot with display equals :0 is not enough, for there is no guarantee that there's exactly one display at any given time, nor that it is always :0. For example, if Xorg crashes leaving a stale log file, the next one would run at :1, as it would think :0 is still occupied. You also need to set the path to your authority file as x11 requires authentication, and make sure Redshift gets restarted if you ever log out and log in again. So how to start it? Almost always, the desktop environment has several methods of starting its own session services. See an older post which already describes the two usual ones, the ~docs profile script and the ~config/autostart/desktop location. If you use start, you can use ~/.zynitric to start such things. Standalone window managers often have their own startup /init scripts. For example, ~/config/openbox/autostart for OpenBox. What's common to all these methods is that the program is started from within the session, avoiding all the problems listed above.
This solution does exactly what the author of the question asks. It needs to wait until Xorg is up and running. While there could be better ways of doing it, as already answered by other users, this is another approach to this problem. It is similar to systemd's systemd network wait online.service, which blocks until certain criteria are met. Other services which depend on it will be launched as soon as this service starts successfully or times out. For the manual, section files, X server will create a Unix socket, /tmp/.x11 Unix/xn, where n is a display number. By monitoring presence of this socket, we can determine that the server for particular display has started. Confirm _x_started.sh. x_server_started.service. Now, enable x_server_started.service to start at the same time with the X server. Make other services, which need X server to be started, to depend on x_server_started.service. Dependent unit. If X server starts without a problem, the x_server_started.service will start almost immediately, and systemd will proceed to start all units that are dependent on x_server_started.service.
Here is what I've just created as workaround to the not yet available graphical session.target on my Ubuntu 16.04 system. Create a sudo systemd user unit which brings the graphical session.target up and down. Create ~config/systemd/user/x-session.target with following contents. Tell systemd about this new unit. Create auto start and shutdown scripts which controls the x-session.target via the currently available mechanics of the Ubuntu 16.04 desktop. Create ~.config/autostartscript/x-session.target login.sh with following contents. Create ~.config/plasma workspace/shutdown/x-session.target logout.sh with following contents. Make the scripts executable. Note, these two files are placed where KDE will pick them up for auto start and shutdown. The files may be placed somewhere else for other desktop environments, for example GNOME, but I don't know about those environments. Note, this workaround lacks support of multi-desktop sessions. It only handles the graphical session.target correctly as long as only one active X11 session is run on a machine, but that's the case for most of us Linux users. Create your own systemd user units which depend on graphical session.target and have them run cleanly while being logged in on your desktop. As example, an Ito's unit should look like this. Don't forget to do a daemon reload after editing your units. Reboot your machine, log in and verify your units are started as expected. At some future day, will it be Ubuntu 17.04? My workaround become obsolete since the system will handle the graphical session.target correctly itself. At that date, just remove the auto start and shutdown script and also the x session.target. Your custom user units may stay untouched and just work.
Seorang peserta bersama dapat sudah subscribe.